and welcome back to my channel. So today, yeah, it's happening. I'm wearing the top. You can probably guess what I'm about to do, but I am finally going to finish off my Heartstopper season 2 chat ramble because this is part 2. So I did a part 1 last year, ages ago. Yeah, again, like overdue from when I was meant to do it, because season 2 came out in like August and I said I was going to do a video nearer the time. But of course I just got a bit overwhelmed with everything and then I just never got around to it. And then I did, and it turned out it was like nearly 2 hours long and it was only like on the first 4 episodes. I mean, I did talk about the characters and other things too at the beginning, but yes, I'm basically back to do part 2, which has been needed, so we can talk about last 4, because I need to. I know it's a bit like, do you even need to do it anymore? But yes, because I need to talk about more scenes and the last stuff, especially these ones, because these like last 4 was where it got going. Like I only just got to the point where it was like getting going and then I stopped, so I'm excited, so let's do it. Okay, so like last time, I have my massive thing of notes, because like I showed them last time and they literally go on for days. So I'm gonna try and like, I want to talk about everything though, so it's hard, because obviously the other one was so long, and I apologise, but please, if you know my channel by now, you know what I'm like. And also if you're new, because I have seen a few of you newbies, hi. Yeah, sorry about the fact that I go on for literally days, but I do timestamp it, so you know, you don't have to watch it all in one go, because that, if you do that, that's commitment. So you can choose which one you want. So yes, the first one we're picking up from is episode 5, which was called Heat, and I even put in brackets here, great episode, because it was. So much happened in this episode and I was screaming. So let's go. Yeah, so the first thing I have is, yeah, I'm going to be looking a lot at this because I'm just going to be reading it basically, and then we'll talk a little bit more. But Nick's reaction to the hickey. So yeah, in episode 4 it ended because they got a bit, you know, they had a bit of fun and he gave him a hickey, and of course his reaction in the mirror, Charlie's reaction, was hilarious, because it just ended where he's brushing his teeth and then he was just like, oh fuck. And I was just like, yeah. So then of course I could not wait, because of course I knew the book, so I was like, oh, will we see that? And of course we did. He was like, come here, and he was just like, her. Oh my god, I actually can't. And then I've put here, did I do that? Because that's what he said, and I was just like, yes. Of course you did, like who else did it, boy? Like, oh my god, he was hilarious, bless him, because he was just like, what? He was just like, I didn't even know how to do that. But then of course he went back to being like cutesy, and he was like, it's fine, I enjoyed it. Well, I can't, they're hilarious, but like then they were just a bit like, oh shit, now what do we do? Because of course she had him like give him a hickey, like please, like that's such a Alice thing to do, but I just couldn't get over it. And then obviously Tao walks in, and that was also hilarious, because the way Will did it as well, he just was like, and the fact he was shirtless, I was like, what are you doing? Because like in a way they were both like, morning, and then they were just like, nothing to see here, like of course he saw it straight away though. They were like trying to be a bit like, don't look, and he was just like, what's that? Like instantly. And then he was like, you. Because of course, because of the show being different and Tao already knew that they were together at this point, it was a bit different, because I was like, how? Because in the book he still didn't know that they were together, and so they were a bit like, because he still didn't know. But yeah, basically he just instantly was like, you. He's like, we'll be having words. Yeah, it was hilarious. I mean, I was kind of waiting for that to happen, for them to sort of have a moment where he sort of said something. But they sort of did when they were all at breakfast, I suppose. So, yeah, but that was so funny. The next one I have is, his reaction to Elle at the door. Yeah, that was so, it was like cute, but it was also hilarious, because the way he opens it, and she was like, hi, like her hi was so funny. Did I say that? Oh yeah, literally, Elle's hi was brilliant. That's what I put, because he was topless. I think that's why they did it, because then he was going to open the door and she was there like, oh, hey, like, we're going for breakfast. And he was like, whoa, okay. That was actually iconic, because of course, like, they were messing about a little bit, because like we like each other, and then finally we tell each other, but then our date goes a bit shit, and then our friendship is ruined then. So they were still messing about with each other, but it was fine, because this episode was brilliant, like I said. So, but yeah, that bit I could get over that. So yeah, I had to put that on there. And yes. Charlie still won't eat, no breakfast, sad face, yes. And I was like, what the fuck, Charlie, stop doing that. And Nick is the best. Fact, what does it say? He packs him a snack, help. I know, yeah, that, like, every time I watch that scene, I'm like, stop, because it's just so cute. He's just a bit like, not eating again, because, like, he's just noticing it so much now, and he's just like, what's that? It's like, what's going on? So he was like, no, I'm not having it, we're having a busy day today, I'm going to pack you. That was, I just can't. He's just so boyfriend, but also boyfriend goals. And so I'm like, stop. So, yeah. Loved it. Oh, yeah. Harry. I've literally put Harry can fuck off, yeah. Because obviously, also, just so you know, when I was writing these, is literally as I was watching it again. And when things happened, and I, like, was like, oh my god, or like, ugh, because of Harry or Ben or something, I wrote it. So I'm always like, oh, yes. But of course, he was, like, going on about it, like, what did I say? Why is he so homophobic? Yeah, literally. Because he was, of course, like, oh, you got a hickey, you know, doing that shit again. And I was like, yeah, I was just like, why are you such an idiot? I don't like you. So, yeah, I wrote that. And then what's next? Oh, shit, yeah. Rumours about James giving Charlie the hickey. That was that tick again. That was him. Because he's so stupid. And he's like, well, you're gay as well. So it must be you. And they were like, James was just like, not really, because of course he started liking Isaac, and so Isaac was then like, I hope you know it wasn't me, and he was like, yeah. Charlie was just like, yeah boy, I know it wasn't you, because I would have remembered you being there. So it was funny. He was like, I was like, bless you, because I liked James, he was cute. Oh shit, yeah, that was so irritating. But yeah, they got to the Eiffel Tower, and then they had to be in pairs, and of course Nick, sorry, but of course Nick and Ben got paired up, and I was like, seriously? I literally put that, seriously, in caps. And I was like, why? And Ben was so petty, he actually, because he was like, I don't want to be with him, and then Mr. Farouk was iconic yet again, and he was like, I don't give a rat's ass, rude boy. Yeah, literally, like, that was hilarious. And Mr. Farouk was a king. Yeah, I'm sure though as well, I was like, of course, because Charlie got paired up with James, and then everyone was like, whoa, and I was like, shut up, like, why? The way they do it though is good, because like, that is what life is like, that's why I'm like, because the way triggers me, because that is what school was like, and I'm just like, stop. I'm like, don't do that. Oh my god, yeah, Elle's butterflies for Tao, because she kept getting the butterflies. But I liked that it was butterflies, because in a way, that was kind of like, duh, like butterflies. Like, I was actually getting butterflies for you, because I'm sure he was paired up with someone else, and she was like watching him from afar, and I was just like, stop that now. Like, the slow-mo was killing me, because of course I knew what was coming, and so I was just waiting for it. I was just like, hurry the fuck up, because I want it already, because it's going to attack me, because they're so cute. Oh yeah, I put Isaac calls Harry out king. Fact, that was so good, because they got paired up, didn't they? I was like, oh shit, Isaac. I felt sorry for him, because I was like, oh good grief. And then he was like writing, and Harry was just like, I don't give a shit, to be honest, what we're doing, I'm just gonna lie like this. And Isaac was just going off. I can't even remember what he said now, that was everything, but it was just something like, oh, you think because you're like a hard man or something, then, you know, you need to stop and actually think about what other people feel, or something along those lines. But I was just like, why did Isaac go off king? Like, yes. I was like, put this boy in his place, because he needs it. He actually fucking balls. Oh, bloody hell, yeah. More Tara and Darcy angst. No. I feel like some of them are just gonna, like, be, like, quick fire, because there's a lot here. Oh, good grief. So, yeah. Nick states the facts, yet again. Because, obviously, they're paired up and so they're doing their task. And of course Ben's going off on one again about some shit. And he's just like, shut up. I wish I'd put down now what he said, because I feel like I can't remember it. I know the scene, but I'm like, what did he actually say? Because he said some shit. I think it was like, because he was with Imogen at this point, and he was just like, you hurt him, and now how I know that you're not going to do the same with her, because I care about Imogen, you know, so like, don't you dare. So some of things like that, like he was threatening him basically because of his, you know, because of his friendships with them. And I was just like, okay, like the way that Nick was with Ben the whole time was me. Like I was just like, yeah, me though, like literally. And then I put, why Ben, seriously? And then I've literally quoted what he said, what if I want Charlie back? And I was like, did I put here, are you kidding me? Yes, it is. Are you kidding me? I was like, what? It's like, when he said that, I think I had to pause for a minute for first watching it, and I was like, you have got to be joking right now in this moment. And Nick's face was just like, well, you lost your chance, mate, because you're an actual piece of shit. So, and look at me, like, he's got me instead, so sure, move to the side, because you had your chance. Honestly, his face though, he was like, wait, we are. It was just like, don't you dare, he's mine now, like, yeah, you lost your chance, boy. But yeah, that was just like, what? I was like, you want him back? You are such a weirdo. I don't like you. Ben was just so toxic in this episode, or in this season even. Like, he just was. And I was just like, ugh, like, seriously. Mr. Farouk is me. You didn't get tickets for the lift. That is actually me. Like the little details like that made me laugh so much, especially because it was with Mr. Ajayi. He was turning, he was like, wait, because they was like, up the stairs you go, like, take, you know, be careful because it's hot or something. And he was just like, wait, what? You didn't get tickets for the lifts? And he was just like, mm-mm. And I was just thinking, me though. I'm like, I'm not climbing all those stairs to the top of the Eiffel Tower. Like, sorry. How thick do you think I am? Like, what? Because then I think I put, then Darcy was me, because of the way she, like, collapsed at the top when she got there. Me. Like, actually me. I was like, what was it there? I would also collapse at the top of the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, literally. If I climbed all those stairs, yes. Because, like, Jesus. I'm sure, do you actually have to pay to use the lift on the Eiffel Tower? Because, like, Jesus, that's crazy. Oh my god, yeah. What's his name? Nick was a king this entire season, and yet again, this moment was everything, because Nick and Charlie were at the top and they were just looking and stuff, and then Harry and his shitty friends, but it wasn't actually Harry, it was some other guy, yelled up and he was like, oh, is that Hickey from you yet then? And he was like, well, if it was, are you jealous? This moment, this entire scene with what he was saying, and even to Charlie, I was like, whoa, boy. I was like, actually stop what you're doing right now. Because obviously you said that first, and I was like, whoa. Charlie was a bit like, whoa. I'm sure he got like those like flutters around him, didn't he? Because he was like, shit, babe, what? And he was like, I'm not gay. And then I actually can't. And then didn't Harry, because I'm pretty sure I put a king, and then Harry sticks up for them, yeah, because he then was like, leave him alone, boys, or something, and I was like, oh, okay, like, I see you, because then even they were thinking that, they were like, did he just stick up for us? I think he did. What the hell, they are hilarious, because they're a bit baffled, they were like, whoa, did he just do that, like, the hell? My next one is literally what I'm about to say next, the next thing, which is what he said to Charlie, which was, Nick Nelson, stop. And, because obviously then Charlie was a bit like, oh shit, like, what, you know, maybe we shouldn't hang around. And he was like, wait, what? And then he was like, because, you know, people might think, you know, and he's like, you do know it was me, don't you? And it's just like, whoo. I actually had to pause for a minute. I was like, whoo, Nick Nelson, boy. I was like, these lines you're coming out with, oh, I'm like, Charlie, how have you not died right now? I mean, I know you're, yeah, I know that's to come, but like, why aren't you doing it already? Because like, if that was me, I'd be dead on the ground. Because the way as well, he was looking at him as he said it, he was like, you do know it was me. Yeah, he was like, oh yeah, I do remember you being there. These boys, what on earth is happening? Because they were growing up. They are growing up so much in this. I said that in my other part, but yeah. Compared to season 1, because like now, if I go back and watch season 1, I'm like, Jesus Christ, they're babies. Like, they actually are, because you can tell, like, the way that they looked then. I was like, fetuses. So, yeah, I died. Like, yeah, because oh my god, yeah. So this scene was cute because I think they were at the Lovelock Bridge at this point, and it's when Tao actually tells Charlie that he was the reason he got outed, and I was a bit like, okay, because I didn't know that he didn't know this, if you get me. And I was like, okay, but it was so cute because of course Tao was nervous about it because that's the reason why he's so protective of him, and obviously why he hates the bullies, because he felt guilty because it was because of him. But Charlie was just so cute. Like, Charlie just is, like, he just doesn't care. He's just like, it's fine. And he was doing the lock, and oh god, when they did the flashback of them as like children, like baby Tao and Charlie, whoa, because what have I said here? Yeah, I put Charlie is so cute, he's so understanding, I can't, yeah. And then I put baby Tao and Charlie, help, that was adorable, the casting was perfect. That's a fact, because I did not expect that, and that attacked me. Like, when they flashed back to that, and the way they were talking about things, like, what was it? Do you like Radiohead? I was like, whoa, they were so cute. Like, it showed them how they became friends, and I was like, stop now. But yeah, the casting was so cute, and obviously he has a locket at the time, and he was like writing on it, Charlie, and then he was like, he put Tao, I think, and then he was like, wait, it wasn't that for you and Nick? And he was like, no. And I was like, stop that now. I mean, everyone took the piss out of how he said no, but I was just like, stop, I don't care. Like, the moment is precious, so I was living for it. And then they hugged, and I was like, whoa. Honestly, their friendship is so cute. I feel like, what did he say? Tao said something that was like, one of them said something that was like, I think Charlie said it. He was like, hold, steady on, like, keep going like this, and they might think you did it, like, you did my hickey. But he was like, I'll let them believe it, to be honest, because he's such, like, they are friendship goals, like, they actually are. And he was like, it's all right, I don't mind, I'll let them believe that. Help. And then the next point is just the Louvre, because I think Elle walked past and she was like, right boys, we're going to the Louvre, and I instantly was like, whoa, because I knew what was coming. There was a lot about to happen in the Louvre, and I was like, oh dear me, I think I needed to have a moment. So I was like, potty break, because I need to breathe before I watch this. Yes, so we got to the Louvre, and then Nick's speech about feelings to Elle, because I think they were looking at something on the stairs, and it was so cute, the way he was just saying about, like, you just need to feel, because of course, like, Elle was still messing about with Tao, and that was so motivational, or what's the word, inspirational, like, whatever. And I was like, what a king yet again with his wise words. What have I actually put? Yeah, Nick's speech about feelings to Elle. What a king. How many times have I wrote king? But he was. We applaud him for making it happen, yeah! Because basically, he helped do the moment, because they were looking at a piece of art, and he was just going on about feelings or whatever. Like, you just need to feel, and so she did, and ran off with him. And I was like, yeah, boy, because he sort of like, he was still stood there and watched it happen, and then he was just sort of like, I did that. I was like, that a boy. Ugh, Ben again. Ugh, yeah, literally. Oh, good God, yeah, because he was sat and he was there, and he was just like, and then. So Nick tells him, like, oh, by the way, he wanted to get back with you. But Charlie was just like, sorry. He was like, hey, looking good luck. Because fuck that. Actually, but of course he started going, I was like, don't you dare. Like, it was coming and I was not ready. Because, did I say that? Charlie starts feeling faint. No! Thought so. Oh, dear God, yeah. More Tara and Darcy angst. No! I mean, in a way, it was annoying because it was angst, but I kind of liked it because it was giving more of their story. Because, of course, it just introduced them as being together and being fine, sort of thing. Obviously, then Tara went through some shit because she had to come out. But then it added more to their relationship and their lives, like their backstories, because of course it was all about Darcy's backstory, so I liked that in a way, but it was just annoying that it was angst. I was like, but it was fine. they were cute, but then things happened and it was just, why? Oh, but yeah, literally, no. Oh my God. Okay, so the bit where he fainted, Nah, okay, I was waiting for it, of course I was. Because, yeah, that was such a moment in the book. And so I was like, oh my god, I was waiting for it. But of course, like, the way they did it was also so cute. Like, even though he passed out in his arms, like, it was still done so well and it was so adorable. Because, obviously, he was, like, walking through and Nick went ahead and then he was like, Nick. And I was like, ah! Because the way they did it as well, like, they had the, like, you could see, like, the way he was feeling it. And I was like, oh god, it's coming. And then, like, it went all fuzzy for, like, the viewer, like, when they do that on, I love that. And so, obviously, I was like, oh, and then he was like, what, and caught him. Oh my god, I can't. And he was like, shit, get the teachers, quick, and they were like, what the hell, like, because he was, I mean, I can't, like, he's so cute, because he caught him, and I was just, but the thing was, right, that seriously attacked me, was because, right, the moments that we all waiting for happened literally in one go. And I was not breathing because we had the moment where he fainted. So that happened and he caught him and put him on the ground. And then they ran off to go get Mr. Farouk. And the next minute, Towerdell, and the moment I was like, whoa, wait, what? Because I was just expecting to like have Charlie passing out sort of thing, and then that being done, and then we see this, but like, it's like, no, he's just fell to the ground, and now here's Towerdell and their first kiss scene. Sorry? I was like, whoa, I'm not ready to see that just yet. I've just watched Charlie faint. Like, whoa, give me a minute. But yeah, Towerdell kiss! Oh. The way that this scene was done was beautiful. Will and Yaz did so well. I actually couldn't cope with it because it just gave me all the fuzzy feelings. I can't, because they were sat, obviously, and they were looking at the Louvre, and I was like, little do you know, your friend's just passed out in his boyfriend's arms, but okay. And yeah, but she started drawing, and obviously Tao was watching her, and that was adorable because of the way he looks at her when she draws. Stop. And then he started going off and blah, 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 and I was like, what? And obviously, she just grabbed him and I can't, because they kissed so many times as well. It killed me. Because I think in the book, they just sort of showed them sat and then kissing, and then that was it, I think. But they did it so many times in this, and I was like, because so she just grabbed him kissing, and he was like, whoa. But then, of course, she was like, shit, bye, I'm so sorry about that. But he was like, no, come back. Oh, I love it when that happens. When they're then like, sorry, I didn't mean it, and run off. And they're like, no, come back. Like, I liked it. It's like, you know, like, oh, it was so precious and cute. I can't, yeah. I was so excited. I mean, we know how much I love Nick and Charlie, and obviously they're like the main characters, the main story. But Tao and Elle have my heart too. And so this moment was just everything. But yeah, I was like, whoa, because it's like when you read a book and it's like many point of views and it leaves you on a cliffhanger, and then the next chapter is somebody else and you're like, wait, what? Because like something's just happened and I'm like waiting to find out if they're alright, but I have to like scream about this moment as well. It's like, whoa, stop and finish what they're doing first, because I couldn't go with it. Yeah, oh my god, Mr. Farouk and Ajay were hell. Yeah, they were so funny because of course after they did their kiss and stuff and they left, it then cut back to them two messing about with that picture. Like, I was like, what are they doing? But of course then they were like, quick, Charlie fainted, so then it flicked back to that. Oh, and Nick's face. I actually can't. Like, I always say this, but I love when boyfriend or girlfriends in relationships, something happens to somebody, and they are all protective over them and like worried. You know, like face is all full of concern. Like, I literally love that because I think it's so cute because it shows how much they care about them. I think that's why I like it. It gives me all the fuzzies because it shows how much that they actually love them, you know, like put them in a situation where they're at like they're something's happening to them, the way they act because of how much they care about them, love them. So of course Nick's face was adorable because he was on the floor with him and he was like, shit babes, you just passed out. but yeah, I mean the whole thing then, because of course then the teachers came, and so then they took him and sat him down and give him some food as well, because of course he hadn't eaten, bless him, because he's eating disorder. Ooh, but yeah, what did I actually put? Nick's protectiveness, literally. What did I put? He gets Charlie to open up about not eating. Yeah, literally. So yeah, they sat at the thing, and the parents. No, not really. But yeah, the teachers gave him some food and they left, and then they had a moment, and that scene, whoa, their acting was so good, because it was just so cute, because of course Nick gets him to open up about him and the eating thing, like the fact that he wasn't eating, and he was just a bit like, it's weird, babes, like I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable about it, but I need to know, like, why aren't you eating? So oh shit, I'm already losing my voice and I've not even finished talking about the first one. Shit now. Yeah, literally. So he obviously says it about it, and so he then says, and of course his face the entire time that he was like explaining it was like, stop, but then he's like, I'm sorry, and instantly he was instantly like, no, and grabs it, the way he grabs his hand on the table, like honestly, Nick Nelson's love language is physical touch, like 100%. And maybe because I think Charlie's is words of affirmation, so like Nick has to tell him like these things to, you know, help him, but I think Nick's is definitely physical touch, because he just likes Charlie, like he just wants to always touch him, you know, like he always wants to cuddle him or kiss him or hold his hand or like that. It's just so cute. So of course he was instantly like, no, and grabbed his hand, and he was like, it's fine, babes, like don't say that, like I love this scene. This is one of my favourite scenes, actually, because it was just precious. But like I say, the acting. Did I even write that? Yeah, stop. The hand holding under the table. I'm dead. Their acting in this scene kills me. Joe was amazing. Yes, he was. Because you could see it, because he was like fiddling, because he was feeling a bit, you know, with his mental health. He was like feeling a bit insecure. He was sort of like holding himself. And his face, like the way he was saying it, I was like, stop now. It was... They did such a good job. Oh my god, yeah. That bit. I'm your boyfriend, Charlie, and I really care about you. Yeah, I've got some things to say about that bit, but I'll get to it maybe nearer the time. But yeah, I quoted that bit because I can't. It was cute, and I just put stop because yeah, I was like, whoa. Some of these things he said to him, I was deceased. Oh my god. So this next bit was hilarious. Okay, so of course we're all right now, and we're back looking in the Louvre, and his dad rings him again, and so he's off talking French to his dad again. And I was on about the whole reaction thing, to everyone like reacting to him talking French, because they were like, you can speak French, and he was like, well, yeah, my dad's French, like, duh, like, and I just can't, with the way he was so different with Charlie finding out. So obviously he rang and he was like, la talking French, and Charlie was just like, but he was also a bit like, hey, he talks French, all right. But so of course he was like, you speak French, a bit like, and he's like, yeah, my dad's French, like, it's a bit like, shit, did I not tell anyone this, like, sure. But yeah, he was like not as bothered telling him. And then he was like, all right, cool. I actually can't, because the way Nick reacts to him, like being flustered over it, he was like, he was like, do you like that I speak French? And he was like, it's fine. And I was like, whoa, because he liked that. Like, if it was Tao or the others, he was just like, yeah, and my dad's French, like, duh. But then Charlie, he was like, oh, you like it, do you? I was just like, actually stop it. Like, if my boyfriend is getting all flustered over the fact that I speak French, I like it. Because then he walks off, like, it's fine. And then he was like, come here. And that bit, I think everyone was a bit like, I'm not ready for it. I mean, some people say that some of these scenes, especially this one, gives them secondhand embarrassment, and I was like, don't say that. I was like, it's so cute. Like, yes, it's cringe, but it's so cute. Like, I loved it, because I've wanted to say, like, mon amour, and I was like, ah! I was like, whoa, I'm literally dying. He was like, whoa, babes, I've literally just fainted. Like, don't do any more of that, because I will do it again. Oh my god. But yeah, Because then he was like, mon amour, and he was like, oh, you're so cringe, but he was like, no, come here, and they were, I literally can't, they're just too cute. Right, let me see what I said. Charlie's reaction to Nick speaking French was the best, yeah. The difference from the others, yeah. Blah, 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 yeah, and yeah. What else? Mon amour, dead. Yeah, literally. The way he cuddles him, yeah, literally, that was so cute, because he put his, like, arm, like, under his backpack as well to, like, cuddle him. What the heck? I'm dead. And then what else? Yeah, I love them so much. In fact, I do. Oh, right. So that's all I've said, because then I think he starts tickling him to the ground. And then, of course, some security man is like, no! And they're like, oh, shit. So they run off again. But that was just... And then I think they get serious again, because he talks to him about his dad, and he's like, he wants to meet me. And so he's like, shit, all right, should we go do it? Yeah, and then of course they have a cuddle, because I think this episode had so much in it, but they didn't kiss once, and I was like, okay, but obviously they hugged at the end, and like I think I did say this briefly in my other part, but the way they hug each other is literally so much more intimate than even kissing, because it's just like they just want to. They literally just want to squeeze the life out of each other so much, because they just love each other so much that they're just like, I just can't. Like, that hug was so cute. And of course, both of each other's faces were just like, because of course, you can imagine the way Nick felt after that had happened to Charlie. So he was a bit like, come here, like, I'm literally going to hold on to you forever. Ah, Dad! Like, oh my god, they make my heart sing. Alright, so now we're on episode 6, which is Truth or Dare. I also just took my cardio off because I'm getting warm, but let's continue. Okay, so it starts off where they finally meet up with Nick's dad and they have a sit, and obviously it's a bit awkward because he's like, do you want me to come with you? But he was like, yes, of course I do. But of course he's like, I'm sure he was like, hi dad, meet my... And then Charlie's just like, Charlie. I'm just like, yeah, literally, yeah, he's my Charlie. Like, I'm not even going to say anything else. Because, yeah. Yeah, introduces Charlie, and I just put deadbeat dad. Yeah, because of course he's not even in his life. Like, I only see you like every so often. But the only thing that made me laugh so much was that every time he rang him, he was like, oh yeah, I speak French to my dad because he only really speaks to me in French. And then we meet up and he speaks to me in English the entire time. So I was like, okay. But whatever. And of course then they talk about things, and you know, because it just basically was such an awkward meeting, even for viewing, because you could just tell that he was just not in his life, because he didn't know anything about him. He didn't know what year he was in at school. And obviously they talk about rugby. And he was like, yeah, there's a lot of girls like rugby. And he's like, great, but I don't need one because I have a boyfriend who's sat right there. You know, it's just like, I've just put, oh, Nick, poor baby, I feel sorry for him. Yeah, I did. Because then obviously he did. She got a phone call and he was like, sorry boys, bye, I'm going. And so I was like, oh, and he was like, and Charlie was like, it's okay, babes, because he was like, he's just never there. He's just never present in my life. I just hate it. And I was just like, oh my god, can't. Oh my god, yeah. So the next bit was so cool because it was Tao and Elle telling everyone that they finally kissed, and everyone's reaction was hilarious. And apparently, I feel like when I watched interviews of them talking about scenes, that the boys say that this was one that they could never do properly because they would just always laugh like the entire time they were doing it, because he comes out of the toilet and they're playing Where's Wally. It was hilarious. And then he was like, I've got something to share, and I genuinely can't, like, the way I replay it over and over is so funny because their reaction is at everything, because of course he was like, we kiss, and they were like, wait, what? It was brilliant. It actually was. And of course Elle was saying the same, and the girls were like, what? I actually can't. Like, it's brilliant. It actually reminded me of Friends a little bit with the way they were talking about the kissing thing. But the boys were almost a little bit similar to the girls anyway, because pretty much half of us are gay anyway in this. So it's like, well, we're gonna be all giddy about it because we were waiting for it, you know? So they were like, sit down, tell us everything, like, we can't wait. And she was like, the third time. And they were like, the third time? You kissed 3 times? Damn. And I was like, yeah, literally. But like, iconic, yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Because then they were like, so now what are you doing? And then they were like, I don't know. We only just kissed it before. So then they sneak out and explore the hotel, and obviously they like go off in pairs, and she grabs him and she's like, let's go, boy, let's go, babes. And they run around, and obviously Nick and Charlie go off. But it was like, oh, because bloody Darcy went off with, what's her name again? Sahar. So then Tara was just left, like, okay. And then Isaac was also a bit like, okay. But then she just sort of turned to him and was like, come on then. And I was like, stop that. Like, that. I think I put it to 9. Tara and Isaac are everything. Love their friendship, yeah. Like, they were so cute. Because obviously they were having angst. So then Darcy just ran off with her. And then she was just a bit like, okay. So then she just, I love that. I was like, yeah, literally. Like, that's adorable. Oh my god, yeah. So then Tao and Elle kiss again. And it was, what did I put? Finally together. Oh god, yeah. Because I put that there and then put, not really, but they are to me in brackets. Because they still didn't actually officially like say it, but to me I was like, yeah, they are, because like now we're like going around again kissing and we're like being cutesy and coupley, and I was like, thank look, you know, about time. So but it did make me laugh because they got to that point and then he was like, so are we, and she just grabbed him and kissed him. And then he was like, never mind, yeah, that just answers my question, to be honest. Oh my god, I love them so much. Oh god, yeah, Nick and Charlie's moment when he tries to talk to him about fainting, but obviously he's like changing the subject because he's like, oh, you wanted to come out to your dad, what a shame. And he's like, yeah, but you fainted on me. Oh god, yeah, because I think it started as well because they go against the wall, don't they? And they were quite close, and he was like, if you even think about it, give me another hickey. He was like, no, babes. I mean, he was like, I wasn't, but I bet he was. He was like, never mind. But yeah, because Nick is just so cute. Because he was like, come on, let's talk. Because you fainted on me today. Like, let's talk about it. But he was like, no, it's fine. La la la. Oh, your poor dad. Because obviously, I think the idea is that they were both stressed about Nick coming out rather than just Nick. And he was then like, I didn't even realise that it was stressing you out as well as me, you know? But he just kept going like, oh yeah, whatever, what, and changing the subject. But he was just like, Charlie. He's like, babes, listen to me. Oh, God, I can't. And then they try and kiss again. But then the teachers were the boys, and they're like, yes. I was like, what the fuck? Stop cock blocking. Like, actually. I mean, I don't care. I feel like they shipped them anyway, because it was Mr. Ajay, and he was like, stop, they're cute. Because then, that was also like, woo. Because what did I put? Yeah, Mr. Fruit, poor baby, him opening up was sad but cute. I love them. Yeah, it was. Because, of course, they were talking, because you could tell there was some sparks going between them. I was like, the whole time that they had scenes together, because they were at the vending machine, and then he was like, don't act like you've not done that before, like sneaking around with the boy. And he was like, well, no, because when you realise you're gay, and like, when you don't realise you're gay until like you're like 20s, like, you don't have the experiences. And then I can't even remember what Mr. Ajay says, but I feel like he said something to him that was flirtatious, and then he was like, are you flirting with me? I was like, actually stop now, because I'm like, please, I'm already getting attacked by Nick and Charlie, and then we've got Tara and Elle, and then we've got Tara and Darcy, and I was like, and now you two are at it. I'm like, actually stop it. Like, I'm not going to be breathing by the end of this. I mean, I wasn't. The first episode I was dead, so I don't even know. But yeah, they were so cute. Woo! Yeah, then it was Tara's birthday. That was so cute. Yeah, Darcy's present was brilliant, because I'm sure it was like a top with her face on it, and she was like, thanks, I hate it. I knew you would. Actually can't. I keep saying that. Oh god, yeah. She then apologised. Darcy apologised, because obviously they've been the angst was getting a bit annoying, but then she was like, I'm sorry, like, I'm gonna make it up to you, like, we're gonna have a great day today. And she was like, okay. But yeah, that was cute, like, that was nice. And she planned special things, and she was like, we've got things coming. Oh, Darcy, she was actually so cute to her, because it was her birthday in this episode. I loved it. Girlfriend goals, yeah, literally. Like, actually, she was so much. I couldn't cope with it. Oh god, yeah. Then they all go to a bookshop, and Isaac was in his element, yeah. And obviously there was so many Easter eggs around because there was like loads of books of Alice's. Like I'm sure there was like Loveless and Radio Silence like in there somewhere if you look. And I'm sure he even bought one on the pile. Like he even had one on his pile. It was so funny. And then how Nick can't stop taking photos of his boyfriend. So in love, yeah, literally. Like he was just looking at books and he just kept shoving a phone in his face and was like, get that out of my face. Like, stop taking photos of me. But he was like, I love it. So because you're so cute. Help. Oh my god, yeah. Tao and Elle being coupley was everything. I was like, finally, you know, like, because they were like, it was kind of cute because they were just doing a montage mainly to music. And obviously they were like taking photos and selfies and all having a great time. Even like Imogen was there with them, which was everything. And yeah, because then he like kissed her on the cheek and they were just holding hands. It was just like about time, you know. I was like waiting for it because they were being such idiots the whole time. Oh my god, yeah. Walking down the Pride streets, Nick got the confidence because he saw gays holding hands down there, and so he then saw it and was just like, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. And then he grabbed his hand and held it. Whoa. I couldn't go with it. And Charlie was just like, because of course that's what Charlie wanted. He just wanted them to be fine and openly gay and they could just like kiss and hold hands in public, because obviously that's what Tara and Darcy did, and that's why it was so good when they talked about it with the way that they were slightly jealous of each other, because obviously that's what he was jealous of Tara and Darcy, because they could do that, but she was jealous because they talked about their feelings and they didn't. So it was so good. I loved it. God, yeah. The recharging scene was done so well. It was so cute. Because, like, I tell you, physical touch. So, obviously, the hoodie talk was, like, the first best part. Because he was like, do you mind if I wear this? And he was like, yeah, as long as you give it back. Like, the others you borrowed. I actually quite like that one. I love his sass. And he was like, I do give them back. I was like, oh, you do give them back. And then he's just at the mirror sorting himself out, and then it's just the fact he comes up behind him, and yet again he's like wrapping him round, like he's like cuddling him, he's like, he's gotta touch him, and I'm like, stop, because that's so cute. So he's just like wraps himself around, and he's like, hi, and he's like poking his dimples, I think, and it's like, excuse me, what are you doing? I love things like that. Like, it's not even like, it didn't even feel like it was scripted, you know, it just felt like they were doing that, and I was just like, help me, like, actually do, because I just love it. I always say it's domestic, even though it's sort of not as well, but it's just like what we would do in life, you know. It's like, it's not like it's like a big thing, it's just little details of them being cutesy and coupley, and I just love things like that. But yeah, what yeah, help. And then of the neck kiss, oh my god, yeah, literally, because the way he was cuddling from behind, and then he just, yeah, what are you doing? Just recharging, oh my god. And so then he kisses him on the neck, because like, it wasn't like, you know, in like that way, it was just cute, like he just kissed him on his neck, and I was like, there's so much kissing in this, and just every kiss as well that you could do, like, was done, and I was just like, stop now. And obviously then she put, they're so domestic. A fact, they are. I actually loved it. Oh, and yeah, there we go, they actually kissed after 2 days, because then he turns around and he's like, oh, I don't want to go, to be honest, I just want to stay with you because we haven't even kissed in 2 days. I was like, we did the challenge, babes. And so they had a kiss, and I was like, that was intense, because you could kind of tell, like, the way that they kiss was a bit different, because it sort of went a bit, and then he was just like, right, we're done now, and he was like, wait, what? I'm not being funny though, but in the book, I'm sure he just like slapped him to the ground, like, we kissed, and then we're like, right, let's go to the party, and Charlie was just like, what? Just like left on the floor after we've just made out a little bit. He was just like, wait, what? But they didn't do that in the show, and I would have literally cackled for about 5 minutes straight if they'd actually done that, because it was hilarious in the book. But either way, they still sort of, you know, right, we're done, and he was just like, wait, what? And then he's like, let's go. It's like, I hate you, I thought you liked me. What the hell? These boys, I can't. Yeah, and then Tara's party was everything, because then they went and Darcy was like, finally getting you. And God, that I was like, that they did well there, because then she was there. I was like, well, yeah. So that was brilliant. Because what did Darcy say? She was like, she needs to be perfect because she's a princess or something. I was like, whoa. So I was like, stop that now, because that was adorable. And then she arrived and they cuddled, and then they were like, yeah, happy birthday. And then boy, she pulled out some vodka, and they were all like, let's do it. But Darcy was still a little bit like, not Darcy, Tara was still a little bit like, because of it. And I was just like, oh my God. Okay, what? Oh, good grief. Yeah, that was so funny, but also so cute. Was Tao and Elle kissing in the bathroom. They were like, bye, and they just went and hid and was just kissing in there. And Charlie walked in and he was like, oh, get it, but like, I need to pee. They were like, get out. Actually, and I'm sure they took off their glasses, didn't they? Whoa. Because the way they looked at the door, they were like, wait, what? I was like, stop now. He was like, we don't really care, but also get out because we're kissing in here. Oh my God, yeah, that was sad. Isaac gets overwhelmed. I thought, honey, yeah. Yeah, literally, this next bit is literally, it just says, who the fuck let Ben in? Yes, because they just show a clip of him just walking in and giving himself a drink. And I was like, sorry, who let you in? Because we don't want you here, because you're an absolute dick and we hate you, so get out. Oh, that was irritating. Oh my God, yeah. James finds Isaac and they have a moment that was like, woo! Yeah, literally put, oh. So obviously, because they had this thing going on, because James clearly liked him. And of course, Isaac was kind of like, do I like him? Because I don't even know if I do. And so they had this moment, because he was a bit like, and so sat, and then James sort of confessed that he did like him, and then kissed him. But the thing was I think up to that point, Isaac did like him. And so he wanted to kiss him, but of course then they kissed and it was like, nah, I don't feel anything for you. Like, I don't want it. He was like, nah. So then he thought there was something wrong with him, and then he was like, I'm sorry, and left. And I was like, whoa. And I was like, don't repeat that. Like, we've already had that moment once before. I don't want that again. But I was just like, whoa. And I didn't expect it really, because we didn't have like anything like that in the book. So I liked that they give Isaac a little bit of something, like, to develop his storyline. I liked it. But, like, what did I put? Yeah, Isaac doesn't feel the same. The kiss helped him realise his sexuality, yeah. The asexual representation, we stand. Literally. Oh, gosh, yeah. So, the way Nick just admires his boyfriend, because obviously they were just sat outside on the balcony, and I think he was just looking out there, and Charlie was just looking, and Nick was just looking at him the whole time. And I was just like, help. But then of course they were talking, and then it was just so, I think they mentioned something like, oh, this is how it happened the first time, you know, at a party. But then it was Nick's comment that made me like literally like my heart just melted a little bit, because he was like, no running away this time. But I was just like, I was just like, yeah, please don't, but also stop. Like things like that like killed me. Yes, of course it did. And their reaction to alcohol, me. That's what I wrote. Because she comes out, she's like, sorry to, what was this? Sorry to interrupt your obvious flirting, but it's alcohol time. And then she just like, whoa. And they were like, whoa, shit, now. And I was like, that is me. Because the way they were like, disgusting. I was like, that is literally me with alcohol. Hate it. Damn. Oh, good grief. This scene was iconic. But it was Harry trying to get in. And of course, they were like, no, go away. Piss off. We don't like you. Because Tara, an actual queen, was like, well, no homophobes at my birthday party. Is that what she... Yeah, no homophobes at my birthday party. She was like, no. He's like, can I come in? No. And then he was like, I need to talk to Nick and Charlie. Now, I'm not being funny. But like, did I write that? Yeah, not gonna lie, but he had some character development. Now, yes, he did. Because of the fact that he was leaving them alone, he was trying to apologise. He wasn't really annoying, like, he had his moments. And I was like, huh. But he wasn't as annoying as Ben in this season. He really wasn't. So I was, alright, a little bit like, yeah. But, yeah, Charlie was a king, yeah. And he was like, can we come in? No. Slaps the door in his face. Yes, they were all like, whoa. I think Nick was a bit like, damn, babes, I get it. But yeah, that was hilarious. And I was a bit also like, take Ben with you as well, because why he's in here, and whoever let him in can also fuck off, because we don't allow anyone like that in this moment, like in this party. They can leave. Like, goodbye. And then spin the bottle. Oh yeah, spin the bottle. That was everything. And Tao kissed Charlie. Whoa, that was so funny, because I don't think that happened in the book. I don't remember that. And so I think everyone was like, wow, like they all screamed, because he was like, the way he like crawled over. I was like, how did they do that without laughing? I mean, they probably did a little bit, but I was just like, but it was just so funny, because he was just like, okay, and he's just like, peck. And Nick was just like, okay, like, what do you think you're doing with my boyfriend? Yeah, that was brilliant. Yeah, iconic and hilarious fact. So good, I actually can't, yeah. Aha! Then I just put, seriously? Dare Charlie to kiss James. No, go away. I dare you to kiss James. And then dare you to kiss Ben. I was like, not really, to be honest. I dare you to get the fuck out and take Ben with you, because we don't even want him here. Like, literally, what the fuck? Yeah, me. I was eye-rolling so much yet again in that moment. And whoever they were, I was like, yeah, you can go, because you're irrelevant. Like, if you're talking about this, then we don't want you here. And then who gave you the hickey? I was like, actually stop. All of these things are shit. Like, a load of bullshit. I'm not doing them. Like, I hate them. Like, those people were so irritating. They actually were. But then Nick comes out, and that was so cute, because of course he asks, and he was a bit like, ooh. And so Nick was like, I know who it was. It was me. And they were like, wait, what? And they were like, yeah, because we're dating. And I was like, stop. I mean, I don't even know why you did it, because they were being such idiots. I was like, you shouldn't have bothered, but I loved that. Like, it was cute. And bye, actually. Yeah, that's when... Is that when it fit? No, it wasn't. But he started saying it more at that point, because, I didn't know you were gay. And bye, actually. Like... Seriously. And the way he takes his hand, yeah, because he was like, he then grabs his hand to sort of like say, like, well, we're dating, so I actually can't. They were so cute. Oh, yeah, and then she like Darcy throws up. Ooh. Yeah, that was a bit interesting. I was like, ooh, what I put? I think that's nice for an emetophone. Yeah, I was like, oh, good grief, am I going to see it? And then yeah, and I was like, ooh. So I'm like, don't watch that bit if you don't like Sick. I don't like Sick, but it wasn't too bad. Like, it wasn't awful, but I sort of just look away a little bit, or I just sort of skip, because then she's like, sorry guys, I need to throw up. And why they ran to the teacher's room, I don't know. Like, why wouldn't you just run to your bathroom and vomit in the toilet? Like, don't just run to the teacher's room and then throw up on his bed sheets. Like, go to the toilet. Like, I don't get that. But obviously then Mr. Fruit was like, I'm going to pretend you have food poisoning. Because he knew what they were doing. He wasn't stupid. But it was just, yeah. It was funny. Because she was pissed. And it was hilarious. Oh, good grief, yeah. So then everyone sort of goes home then, and Nick and Charlie had that scene where they were like all the improvisation, like Kit and Joe started improvising so much because they did a bit of this, didn't they? Like, he piggybacked him and he was like, let's go, and he nearly bloody dropped him. I think Joe's line really flashed before his eyes. But yeah, and then they go back to the room, and again, they acted so married couple. Like, they acted like a married couple at this moment, because of course they then were able to sleep in the same bed after all this time that they wanted to. They finally could. So then he was like, well, you're gonna have to move because that's my side of the bed. And I was like, stop it. They are actually killing me. Oh my god, yeah! He was excited because he like came out. That was before that. So he kissed him on the cheek. And they get to share a bed. That's my side. Yeah, on my side of the bed. They're so married, literally. And then they were wrestling. Wrestling leads to making out. They talk about not being ready for sex. Yeah. Yeah, because obviously they were going to touch on that, because they always sort of did a bit of that, where they sort of started getting really like kissy intense moments. And so then I think, because he was like, payback, because so he was going to give him a hickey, and then he was just a bit like, he had to like stop it for a minute and was like, I'm not really ready to do anything else more than kissing. And then he was like, no, that's fine, because I'm not either. you know, and then they were a bit, they did that again. Why are we like this? Because, yeah, again, they were being acting a bit cringe, because they were talking about, like, oh, if you didn't want to, I wouldn't do it without you, and I'll do it when you're ready, and things like that. But, like, I love that. They were, like, giving each other consent, and I can't, you know, I love that. So, yeah. So after the party, they were able to, like, stay, because Tao was then sleeping with Elle, in the same bed, and Sahara and Imogen, whoa, because, like, I could see some stuff between them. But yeah, they slept in the same bed. Oh god, yeah. And then Tara and Darcy were in the bathroom having a moment, because then obviously she was drunk and, like, threw up everywhere. But then she told her that she did love her, and I was like, stop, like, that was cute, it was precious, I loved it. I love them, yeah. And obviously she's like, I love you too, and then she kissed her, but she was like, whoa, I've just been sick, and she's like, I don't care. And I was just like, whoa, that's what I mean, like, the way they just don't, like, they just, I can't, they love each other so much. But obviously, like, she was like, I know it's, like, I'm drunk, but I do. And she's like, I know you do. I just didn't understand why you didn't say it, sort of thing. So, yeah, it was sweet. Yeah, literally. Because then I thought, the audacity of them attacking me with so much adorableness. Because the next thing was Mr. Farouk, Mr. Jai. What the fuck was that? Like, because... whoops, I threw up on your bedding. He was then like, great, well, I'm going to have to go and get some new sheets, aren't I? And he was just like, well, not really. You can share mine. And I was just like, I was like, whoa. I'm not ready. Because obviously I was like, I knew someone was coming. Because I'm sure that their little scene was an extra at the end of one of them. It wasn't actually, unless it wasn't in the book, because I actually can't remember if it was actually in the book somewhere. You'll have to correct me if you know this, because I forgot. But bloody hell, I was dead. Of course I was. Like, I keep saying this. But the way that scene was done was so cute. Because he was like, yeah, better go then. But he was like, no, you don't have to. You can share with me if you want. And he was like, okay. And he just... Ugh. God, I was like, what are you doing to me? Like, actually, literally, the audacity. I was attacked so many times in this episode, in this season, literally. So, because then he then grabs him and kissed him, and I was just like, I can't right now. I'm so excited for more of them, because I hope they do that. Like, they have, like, little scenes of them being cutesy, because I don't think I saw much else. Because clearly it then led to them, like, having a moment, sharing the bed together. And I was just like, I'm literally to cease and desist. Like, call me dead in this moment. Because I was. Oh, God, yeah. We're back to the improvisation again of them sleeping in the same bed together. Because, obviously they did. And basically Kit and Joe just did that. Like, the montage of them just, like, sort of sleeping together, like lying together, like sleeping, like little spooning each other, big spooning each other at certain moments, like talking and chatting. Like, apparently all of that was just improvised. It was just them just doing it, and they filmed it and then did like a montage. But like, I can't. Like, there was so much improvisation in the season. And obviously that was one of them, and I just loved it. Like, it was just so good. All right, we're still going, so I would like pause, get some snacks, or come back to it later. But we're now going to talk about episode 7, which was called Sorry. Episode 7 always seemed to be the one that was a bit like, oh god, we're a bit unstable in this moment, because of course last season was the same. So I was like, oh great, like, here we go. But I still enjoyed it, so let's get into that. Oh my god. So the first thing I wrote was Tara and Darcy laughing my arse off, because they were in the bed kissing, and because they had a sleepover, and then her mum walks in, girls, and she was like, whoa, and she just fell out of the bed, because obviously, yeah, we're not going to be doing any of that in front of you. So she was like, because clearly they'd had 2 separate beds, but whether they'd actually slept like that, I don't know. They probably didn't. She probably like snuck in the bed with her, and then they pretended, like, you know. Oh my god, yeah. Tara's folklore poster, I was like, an actual queen, and yeah, I'll talk about that, but oh my god, that was everything. And I just put Tara as a Swiftie, and literally queen. I actually love it. But yeah, now we're back home, because obviously book 3 ended where they came home from Paris. So the fact that we would already done that by 6, I was a bit like, okay, so now these two are like new content. None of this was in the book. This is all brand new. Apart from some other stuff, but I'll get to that when we talk about it, because I think it's the next episode. But yeah, I feel like episode 7 was literally all brand new content. But I could be wrong, and I might find that out as I keep going, but we'll see. Bloody hell, yeah, Ben is seriously annoying as fuck. Start spamming Charlie with messages trying to meet up. No! Yes. Like, that was really irritating. And he was just like, go away. But of course, it bothers him. Charlie's one of them where he just, it doesn't sort of be like, ugh. Because he does, but then he festers. He sort of like, it's then there in his head. It goes away, but it also doesn't. It sort of just goes back at the back of the drawer, almost. So it's still there. It's not like he's completely got rid of it. So it's just one of them. I feel sorry for him, because he was a bit like, no, but also like, oh my god, yeah, a queen. But Elle got into the Lambert, which was the art school that she liked. That was everything. Finds it hard to tell how, though. Oh god, yeah, and it was called Here and Queer, and I love that. But also, I also love the, like, intro part of the episode with, like, Tao dancing, and then he, like, told his mum. But yeah, the intro part was so cute, because obviously, like, they were all excited about things that had happened in Paris. They got home, and obviously Tao was, like, dancing around his room, because he was finally with Elle now. And then his mum, honestly, his mum is an icon, and she's adorable. We love her. She's, like, top tier mum in this series. She's one of them. And yeah, she, like, he told her, and she, like, he like, picked her up, and she was like, yay, finally! But he was just a bit like, no, we've not actually, like, agreed yet. But she was like, I don't care, I'm telling all of the family. I was just like, stop. Like, that was so cute. Olivia Colman, queen only. Literally, that's where I was going, but the other mum that's top tier, she's, like, the queen of mothers, like she actually is. And it's just put, ugh, dickhead David, yeah. Because weren't they on about, I think they were talking about the meal, because she was on about his dad coming back and having a meal with them. Yes, okay, yes. So that is what was in a book, yeah. Okay, I got confused because I was like, is it in the next episode? But no, it's in this episode. And so that meal that they do is actually in the end of book 4, which I think confused everyone, because we were like, oh, okay, because they ended up having it in season 2, and we were expecting it in season 3, because obviously that's about book 4, but no, they ended up doing it in this one. But it's fine, because I feel like it worked, to be honest. So yeah, his dad was coming back to have food with them, and he was like, can I bring Charlie, like, and his family? And she was like, yeah, that's a lovely idea. And she was actually hilarious, because he was like, well, what about me, being a dick? And she was like, well, do you have a girlfriend you want to bring with you, David? And he was just like, And I was just like, yeah, mic drop, boy. So, like, no, tough titties. Literally, I wrote it. Do you have a girlfriend you'd like to invite, David? Fucking queen. Nick's face is the same. Yeah, because then he was like, yeah, loved it. Oh, I just put Tori, but that's because she's back on my screen, and they were playing Mario Kart, and I can't. She was actually so cute as well, because she was being, like, yeah, again, protective, big sis, and, like, she was a bit concerned, because that's when he texted him and, like, invited, and she was like, well, Mum's gonna love that, and he was just like, yeah, but she can deal, and things like that. But I loved it. Oh my god, yeah, Ben, fuck off, because he kept, you know, texting, come on, Charlie, please, and he was just like, go away. Like, I was thinking that, whether he was, you know. They're also supportive for Elle. I love all of them, yeah, because obviously then she, like, announced that she was, like, her art was in the thingy, so they were all going to go to the exhibition and, like, look at it and stuff, and they were, of course, all like, absolutely, we'll be there, like, of course we will. Oh, yeah. And then Darcy's backstory really comes out, no, because obviously it shows that being at home, and, like, her going home, and it was showing, like, that purple cloud, which was basically the toxicity that she has at home, which was like, oh dear, is that's where it's going, is it? Oh my god, yeah. Then they all go shopping for prom outfits, which was so cute, because obviously they were all going to prom. Darcy's suit was everything. Of course it was. Nick asked Charlie to prom. That was precious. In fact, it was. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the way it happened was adorable anyway, because they just are. But I was wondering how that would happen, because of course he was going to prom, but it wasn't even Charlie's prom, because he was still lower year than him. So I wonder about that, because of course that means that he will also have a prom, won't he? So he's gonna like, oh, come on, babes, you're gonna come to my prom now. But yeah, so he asks him. But I did wonder if he would do some like big gesture in front of everyone, like asking him to prom. I was like, that would be so cute. But also it's quite American, so I was like, probably not. So the way he did it was adorable. And what he said, what was it? Like, I don't want to wear matching suits. He was like, yeah, me neither. I was like, I actually, like, things like that. I was laughing. I was like, whoa, they're so cute. Darcy's suit, yeah, they were all so cute, immediately helping her to bathe for it, because when she come out of the room, they were all like, damn, you look great. But then she was like, I don't know, and they were like, here, I've got a bit of this, you've got some of that. I was like, whoa, honestly, this friendship group, I want to be in it, because I love every one of them, and they're all just so cute to each other. Like, they love each and every one of each other, like, so much, and that's why they're everything. So that attacked me. Oh yes, because Isaac was there, but he went off to talk to James. Oh my god, that was like, wow, that scene was so sad, but also so cute as well, because James was, yeah, again, he's so cute, because he opens up to James about the way he's feeling. Oh yeah, so because he was like, you know, I did like you, but then we kissed, and I was like, it didn't really, like, nothing happened for me, and so I don't know. And I felt so sad, because clearly James wanted to be with him, and I was like, it's one of them where I ship them, but I also understand that we needed that, because we all knew that Isaac was going to be asexual, so I kind of liked it, but of course it made me sad, because I kind of shipped them. But still, James was cute, because James states the facts, really. I was like, what does he say? Because I feel like I forgot what he said. I wish I wrote that. But apparently he states the facts, which I'm like, yeah, of course he does. Isaac, honey, oh yeah, lashes out at the others. Yeah, I mean, can you blame him, to be honest? Because pretty much what he says is literally how you feel when you're like that. Not that I know, but yeah, not that I would know, but you know, you can imagine that, like, they're all loved up and lovey-dovey, and they're all like, woo, you know, because I'm sure Darcy was being silly, and she was like, oh, they're gonna kiss, or they kissed. He was just like, no, I mean, we did, but I don't like him like that. And then he storms off, and they were all a bit like, oh shit, are you okay? And he was like, yeah, I'm fine, but like, don't, you know, like, just leave me alone. And I was like, oh dear, like, it was sad. But yeah, I felt sorry for James, but he was, yeah, again, understanding, and he was like, no, it's fine. So I hope they still have like a relationship, where not necessarily in that way, but I just hope they still stay friends, because I liked them. The exhibition, and Elle looked, yeah, she looked stunning. That was everything, and they were all like, whoa, and of course he goes over and kisses her, and they were all like, whoa, and I was just like, help. I love that. I love when they're in, like, when they have relationships in friendship groups. It's so adorable. Like, it's so cute, because they ship them so much, and it's, yeah, but she looks so good. God, that took me a while to understand what I wrote, but I've just put, thanks for spilling the tea, lady, because they got inside, and she was like, oh, I'm so excited for you, I'm so like, your piece is amazing, like, I'm so looking forward to when you join us in September. And then she was just like, because I haven't told them that, and then Tao was just a bit like, wait, what? And the others were just like, wait, you got in? And she was like, yes. And they were like, yay! I mean, I think Tara found out, because they were talking when she was trying on dresses, and she told her, but she was like, don't tell anyone, because I'm not sure how he's gonna take it. And that bloody, I mean, she's not a bitch, I was gonna say, but she isn't. But she did, she spilled the tea, and I was like, what? So she was a bit like, sure, I haven't told my friends that, but, you know, thanks. Yeah, at least I don't have to do it. And I did get a bit nervous then, because it showed his face being a bit like, and I was like, oh, good God, don't start. I don't want any of that, because, yeah. But yeah, their reaction to her getting in was everything. And then Naomi and Felix are back. Yes, love them, because they were like, hey, how's it going? Stop. Oh, good grief. Yeah, that was so precious that Isaac finds the art that represents him, because obviously that artist that was there was doing art based on being ace, you know, based in whatever it is, a romantic or something. And I was like, our king, like, because we also, you know, he was also representing, and so that meant that he was like realizing, like, he was telling him about it, and he was like, oh, and I was like, whoa, like, he found his calling, and I live for it. So, oh god, yeah, all the puzzle pieces fit together, and the guy helps him understand what it's like to be aromantic and asexual, yes, because he was like, oh my god, that's how I feel, like, that is how I've been feeling recently, and I didn't know that until now, and I was like, oh, it was, yeah, it was, like, wow. Oh, good grief, yes, I just put Darcy's mum is toxic, because, yeah, then we had more about it, and so obviously, she was like, come home, I didn't give you permission to fuck off and do whatever it was you were doing, and so she's like, right, I gotta go, and I was like, what? Like, that was sad. But I'm not being funny, but was there totally a silhouette from season 1 of them behind them in some of these scenes? There totally was, because they were there, and I'm sure that there was Tara and Darcy, like a silhouette of art. So I was like, who did that? But like, we stand, because it was of them when they kissed at Harry's party. I'm positive it was that, and I was living for it. Oh my god, yes, Sahar the Queen is bisexual as well. I'm like, literally, who is actually straight in the show? Like, who is actually straight? Because at this point, literally everyone is LGBTQ+. Like, in the show, they are literally gonna have to come out by saying, I'm straight. Because, like, yeah, they turn around and they're like, I'm bisexual. How are you? Like, what else is new? No. But, like, yeah. It was everything, because she sort of just said it, because I think Imogen was being hilarious, and she was like, well, we something like that, and she was like, I'm actually bisexual, and then walked off. Such a queen. Love her. Elle's art piece gets revealed, and that made me cry. Yes, it did, because it was so cute. What was it called? Was it like Safe Space, and it was the art room of the 4 of them? That was so cute. I can't. It was adorable. Yeah, it was beautiful and adorable. Yeah, it was. I loved it. The iconic 4 hug. Yeah, because then they all like cuddled her. Oh, it was precious. And of course, Nick was there, and he was like, yeah. I was like, I needed tissues. Like, I was emotional at that point. And of course, it was like mid-August, so I was sweating as well. So I was just like, whoo! I was leaking from every orifice. I was just like, nah, mate, this is too much. I need a break. Yes, that was brilliant. Where I loved that Tao was an amazing boyfriend, and he was supportive. And what does it say? Yeah, instead of him being petty and angry, he was just like, it's fine. You know, like, I get that you didn't tell me, it's fine. Like, I'm sorry you made me feel like you couldn't tell me, but I'm happy for you, and obviously you're this and that. And I was like, wow, like, that's so cute. Because he was like, sort of like, like, I still want to be with you, like, even if you come here. And I was just like, I am sorry, but stop. Because I was like, I can't carry on, because like the way that they are so cute, I felt like I was going to vom, but I don't want to. I'm like, I'm going to be sick from cuteness. It's gonna happen. Ugh. Nick is me. Ben, what the fuck? Yeah, literally. Yeah, what are you doing? Yes. Oh, that scene was like, what? Because then he just showed up there, and I was like, the fuck? Like, I actually was. I was like, why are you here? Like, have you tracked me, and you followed, and you've come here just because you want me to apologize? Honestly, I felt like that before Charlie even, like, spoke a word, and then he did, and I was like, woo! I can't, yet again, Joe's acting, woo. But, like, what have I put? Yeah, the way Nick immediately goes in front of him to protect him, and the parallels from the first season when he, like, saved him from him kissing him, it was like, whoa, I love that. Protective boyfriend mode kicks in. But yeah, Charlie lets Ben say his piece. Yeah, I was like, okay, like, I don't really care, to be honest. Like, it's a load of shit. In a way, I was a bit like, don't you dare be alright with him. Because he was like, yeah. And I was like, don't believe a word he says. Because he does this. But that's why he's toxic. Because he says it and he makes you think, like, oh, sorry, you know, like, it makes you think that. But then he still does his, like, annoying shit and his toxic shit. And that's why it's like, no, don't you dare. But obviously, whoo, I'm a messed up person, and I've literally just put, you're not fucking kidding, in caps, because like, Like, you've clearly tracked me, and you've come all this way because you just want to talk to me and make me apologise to you. Okay, like, the hell. But yeah, Joe's acting in this scene was incredible. Literal fact. Because the way that he was brilliant. Like, honestly, this scene was so good with his acting. Because you could see the pain in his eyes and hear it in his voice by how he was saying what he was saying. Because he was like, why should I? You know, like, why should I apologise to you? But you could tell because of how much he actually, like, affected him and hurt him. I just couldn't cope with it. I was like, wow, this was done so well. Yeah, it was powerful and so poignant. Yes, literally. And then I felt so sorry for him, but was screaming at the screen with agreement. Yes, literally. I loved that he heard him out, but still gave him what he deserved. Yes, he did. Yeah. So the fact he wouldn't listen to Nick, but when Charlie called him out on it, it was like a slap in the face. Yeah. So obviously his face was then like, oh, because obviously, I don't know why, I had this thing for, like, obviously you would know, like, he hated Nick. So anything if he would say it, he would just like, fuck you, I'm not listening to you. But of course, Charlie says it and he's just like, oh, okay. And it's just like, ha ha ha. But honestly, that entire scene, everything he said, I was like, whoa. Like, there was such moments. It was like the bit where, do you remember when you kissed me? You didn't even ask. You know, things like that. And it's like the bit when he tapped his head, like, always the voice in the back of my head that says I'm not, like, good enough. Oh, I was like, no. I bet Nick behind was like, shit, babes, don't do that. Because, like, that's really sad. And then I put the symbolism of the rainbow sea getting so close. Oh my God, yeah. So obviously he was like, I don't care if you're going to be a good person or whatever. Like, he said something else and then was like, right, bye. And they left. And then I was just like, ha, yeah, in your face. Because then they just showed him where, like, the slap in the face, basically, moment where it was just like, oh. But I then was a bit like, oh, because, of course, they symbolised that there was a, like, rainbow sea, like, going towards him, which was of the art place here in Queer. And I was like, go in there, boy. I was like, you need to go in. Like, this is where you will find yourself and you will understand who you are. So it was like inches away. Like, that I was loving the symbolism of that. I really was. But then he was like, fuck that, and turned around and walked away. And I was like, but apparently he's not in season 3. He's not doing it. And I was a bit like, oh no, because I love Bash. But then, yeah, Ben can fuck off, because like, he's so irritating. Unless he comes back and he's like had a drastic like change, like I've like had a brain surgery or something and I'm like a brand new person, you know, because like yeah. Okay, yeah. So then they were back at Nick's house because they were about to have this dinner, and Charlie had to ask if they this was hilarious, but he had to ask if they had to be friends in front of his dad, and he was like, yeah, we probably should, to be honest, because, you know, it's like so he gives them another kiss before they go in. That was so cute. He's like, all right, come on then, give me a kiss, because I won't be able to do it while we're in there. So loved that. Yeah. And then he was like, I'm here for you, mate. And you did not just call me mate and pal, bro. And he's like, can you stop right now? I actually love it. Platonic straight friend, something like that. I can't even speak. But like, yeah, was that, yes. Oh no, supportive straight friend, sorry. He was like, okay, please. He was like, Charlie, seriously, boy, like, stop that. Oh. And then I just put, David, don't you dare. I was, yeah, because of course they walked in and he was there and he was like smug face, and I was just like, you dare, like, you dare. But yeah, I obviously liked this scene. But yes, I think, here you go, I've put it here, and it says dinner party scene, ooh. And then I've put in brackets, was at the end of book 4, but works here. But I think it does. It really does, with the way they did it. But yeah, it was great, because some of these scenes were everything, because Tori, woo! But yes, I was like, seriously, David, what the fuck? Because obviously they were talking, and yet again he was on about bloody rugby, because, oh, we met, because he was like, oh, have you told, you know, do you know how they met? And we were all just like, Tori just kept like looking at him like, what the fuck? And I was like, an actual queen. Yeah, Tori is iconic. Fucking love her. Yeah, yes. It says, Nick tells his dad Charlie's his boyfriend. Yeah, and that he's bi, yeah. But yeah, before that, Tori Tori was iconic because, of course, he kept going on about it, doing like little digs, and then it's just a bit where I can't even remember what he said now that made her do it, but she just grabbed his hand and he was just like, "Don't you dare!" And I was like, "Woo! Yes, I love her so much." And of course, he's just like, "Why? Why'd you do this?" And it's just like, yeah, I'm like, save me. So then he's like, "I'm just gonna do it then," and he just goes for it, and he just says, "Yeah, he's my boyfriend. I'm bi. He's gay, and you don't give a shit about us, so why do I even bother?" And I was just like, "Woo!" Yeah, Nick was yet again a king. And also calls him out, yeah. Also calls out Dickhead David, yeah. So calls out his dad because he's like, because you don't even bother to show up more than 2 times a year. Yeah, literally, you deadbeat. And then calls out David. "I don't know why you're acting like you are 10 years old, but I do not give a shit about you anymore." Yeah, literally, state the facts. Olivia Colman, the Queen. Every time she's shown, I just write that. Olivia the Queen. What is actually her name? I think it's Sarah. Her character. I just call her Olivia Colman, but Nick's mum, Sarah, the Queen, calls him out as well. Yeah, literally. Yes, yeah. But yeah, because then he's like, "Sorry, Mum," and leaves. Because he probably needs it. And then Charlie's just like, So, because they then go at it with each other. And you can just see Charlie's dad sort of give him a look of like, "Go on." And so Charlie goes out and he's like, "Shit, babes, that was brilliant. Also, are you okay?" But yeah, goes to comfort my boys. Yeah. I'm the Queen. I thought it said the Queen. I was like, sorry. But yes, the Queen. The Queen. I keep saying that. That's hilarious. I remember seeing Gwen when she was on the Crown. But the Queen is proud of him and comes out and hugs. Yeah, literally. We love her. But yes, because he's like, "Shit, that was like a bit sad." Like, he's like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "I am actually. Yeah, I need you to do that." And so then she comes out and she's like, "Well done for doing that, especially to your dad because he's a dick, you know." So that was really cute. Oh my gosh, yeah. Ugh, he's so toxic. Hugs David, but not Nick. What the fuck? Yeah, literally. He's almost like, "Okay, bye." And then David comes down and he's like, "Bye, Dad." And he's like, "Yeah, bye." And I'm just like, okay. Like, it just shows you that he really doesn't give shits. And he was just like, makes sense, to be honest. Aha! Yeah. This moment was in the book and it was iconic and I was excited for it. So Tori, I've put, is an actual queen and she kicks David's phone out of his hand down the stairs. That was so good. I loved it. I couldn't wait for it to come. And when it was like the scene was starting, I was like, here we are. This is the moment I have been waiting for. You are a pathetic little man. Queen, yeah, literally. Honestly, it was so good. Because he was on the phone to somebody and he was like talking shit again about them, and of course she heard that, so then she was like, kick the phone, and you say anything about my brother again, I will kill you, or something like that. I will end you. And I was just like, whoo, yeah girl, you tell him straight, because he's such a dick. Like, we hate him. Oh gosh, yeah. The moment between Charlie and his mom was sweet, because obviously then she finally realised that Nick was good, you know, she had liked him then, so then she was like, maybe we can have them over, and he was like, okay. Like, he was so cute. His face when she said they could have them over for dinner, yeah, he was like, oh, can we, like, yay. Like, I liked that, because of course they always had a bit of a weird relationship. So, oh my god, yeah. And the kiss goodbye, help. It's the little moments that kill me. It is like, all it was like, bye, and I kiss you, and then we go. But like, they just can kill me. Oh dear, yes. And then Charlie's ED comes up again, makes Nick more concerned, so looks, oh god, yes, because like she was like, oh, Charlie doesn't eat much, and he was like, he's like, yeah, you don't have to tell me twice, Mum, because I know this shit. And so that's when he like looks it up, like he genuinely is like, right, gets his phone up and he's like, looking at it, because he's just, because he loves him so much. He's worried about him. I'm like, stop. Right. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, the toxicity of Darcy's backstory. Oh, good grief. Yeah, this was like, whoa. Like, it was sad. Her mum was so horrible. Like, I actually hated her so much with a passion. yeah, her mum being a bitch, lashing out, seeing her in the suit, and just the plume of purple at the door symbolising how toxic it is in living there. It was done so well, but it was so sad. And obviously this scene to end, because she was all happy wearing the suit, and her mum walked in and she's like, what the fuck is that? Why are you wearing that? You look like a lesbian. And she was just like, and so she was like, no, my friends are supportive, they won't laugh at me. I was just like, wow. And obviously like there was songs, so it was just showing them like yelling, and then she was just like, right, bye, and she stormed out with a bag of clothes. And I was just like, no. But it was, you know, needed. It wasn't, but it was needed to know what was going on with Darcy. So I did like it, but also I didn't. You know what I mean? It was a nice thing to know about. But yeah, her mum was so horrible. I actually hate her. So I was just like, I wanted to hug her. I wanted to grab hold of her and be like, it's okay. Like, don't worry, it's fine. Okay, we've made it to the end. We're on episode 8, the last episode, called Perfect. I love this episode so much, but of course, quite a lot happened, so there's a lot to talk about. So I'm going to still be going. You may notice that my voice is already going, so we'll see how I am at the end. But yes, get strapped in. We're talking about the last one, so let's go. Oh, okay. I just love this episode so much, and I'm not gonna lie, this actually kind of makes me emotional, this episode, because there was so much in it, and you know what is coming, you know what I'm gonna say and talk about, but there's just so much in this that, like, there's things that are sad, and there's things that are, like, happy, that make me sad, like, make me cry from happiness, and it's just... oh, it was so good, this episode. I loved it a lot. And I find that it's always sad when it's the last one, because then it just ends. And I'm like, no, I need more. Like, the way it made me feel at the end. I'll talk more, but yes, I loved it a lot. Oh, so to start with, they play Colours of You, which was like, I was waiting for it, but I was also like, no, oh my god. So obviously that was by Baby Queen, and she's in it a lot. Like, there's about 4 of her songs in this season, which is like, wow. But yeah, she wrote Colours of You about Nick and Charlie after season 1, I think. And so I kind of waited for it, because it became like viral on like Heartstopper talk, as you could call it. But yeah, I'm coming in the Colours of You. And it's, of course, in a point, like a big moment where Nick comes out on Instagram. And I'm like, stop. Because obviously, so it starts, he wakes up and he looks at a picture of them. And he's all giddy and he's happy and he's smiling. So then he finds one of them in Paris and he just puts it on. And I can't, because when he does it, he's like, boyfriends. But then, of course, in the caption is, I'm bi, actually. I liked that. A lot of people were like, that's so cringy. Like, why do you need to say it all the time? I did cover this in my first part. So I did say it, but I liked it. And I liked the fact, it made me giggle a little bit that he wrote it in the captions, because he just kept saying it to everyone. So I was like, the fact that he then put it in the captions was really funny. I liked it. But yes, like, of course. And it was just such a good moment, because obviously then he goes to Charlie and he's like jumping on him. Like, he's like, what does he say? Like, you are amazing, or something, because like he's so excited, like he's seen the post that he's revealed that they're together, you know, they're boyfriends, and it's just like, yeah, like they just of course start it where it's so happy, and I love that. Oh god, yeah. So then Tao decides to actually make it official and ask Elle to be his girlfriend, which was, that was precious. And they were playing Carly Rae Jepsen in the background. Whoa, I love that song. So I was like, I was jamming out to it. And yeah, I actually loved how they did it, because he was just at her house and she was just in the mirror, like, put makeup on or something, and he was just there. And he was already being a boyfriend, so I don't even know why they had to clarify. But then he was just like, do you want to be my girlfriend? And she was like, is that a serious question? And he was like, yes. And I was just like, whoa, they are actually so cute. Like, help me. I know I've said this about 60 times, but they are. Like, and the way yes. And so she was like, well, then why are you being weird? I'm not being, and then they start kissing, and I was like, whoa, that was so adorable. And I was like, what the hell? I thought we already were, like, dating, but yeah, they wanted to, like, label it, I think, like, oh, you're actually my girlfriend, sort of thing. Oh gosh, yeah. So Darcy is then MIA from the prom setup, because obviously she left in a fit, like, in a in a huff from fighting with her mum. And then that actually worried me as well, because then she just wasn't there. And I was like, oh my God, because I expected her to go to Darcy's house, if I'm honest. And so the fact that Darcy then had no idea where she was, I was then like, oh my God, like, where actually is she? I'm scared. Like, where did she go? But she was supposed to help with the setup, and obviously Tara was like, like, what is happening? Like, I can't do it. And so she was like, quick guys, help me. Like, I need your help to set up prom. And they were all just like, yeah, sure, because we're not really doing it. Like, I'm sure, obviously Nick and Charlie were just at home, like, cuddling and shit and reading the comments. And then also, I think Blue Tom and Elle were kissing, and they were just like, yep, we're coming. Like, we'll save you, don't worry. I've literally put it, the Paris squad to the rescue. Yeah. So then they were there, and they were just a bit like, holy shit. But then they were like, it's fine, let's go, we'll do it. And she was like, guys, I'm freaking out. Like, this is not going well. Like, I really need your help. So yeah, they got into helping, and Bloody Tower and Elle were painting something and then started throwing it at each other. I was a bit like, whoa, stop that, because she looked great in that outfit. Now you've just covered her in paint. But they were being cutesy, and I can't. They're so in love, yeah. Oh my God, missing a queen is back. We love you. And then what? Oh God, yeah, because she was talking with Mr. Ajayi, and she was like, you should invite him tonight. I was like, tell him we need more chaperones. I was like, me, though. Like, that is me. Like, literally. Like, she's such a wing woman. She's like, yeah, all right, let's do it. Like, invite him. Go for it. Oh gosh, yeah. So Nick and Tao had that conversation, which I also loved, because of course in season 1, the way I hated how Tao was never keen on Nick. So I just loved how they had like more scenes in this season, and they started like their friendship grew so much more, and I needed that, so I was living for it. And this conversation was so cute, because obviously they were talking about you know, like, he was on about the fact he came out as being bi and being with Charlie and stuff, and he was like congratulating him, I think. And then obviously he was saying like, I think he's still a bit stressed about now being out, you know. And so obviously they touched on the bullying, but honestly, it was Nick's face. Like, let me see what I wrote. I love their relationship growing. Yes. Nick's reaction when Tao tells him he lost his dad. Yes. Oh my God. Honestly, I can't with Kit's face in things like that when he acts things like that. You know, he told him, I lost my dad when I was 12. He was like, what? It was like, oh, I can't. I literally can't. And he was like, don't be weird about it. But it was just like, whoa, help me. Yeah, I got that. I can't with... Literally, I put it here. But I can't with how Kit acts. Literally, I can't. There. So emotive. His face kills me. Literally, I just said that. But it's true. His face when Tao agreed Charlie hadn't told him about the bullying. You could tell how shocked he was. He clearly thought Tao knew about it. Exactly. So that's the thing. That's kind of shocked me as well, because obviously we knew Tao knew that it was about the bullying, and so he was like sort of saying it again, but then he was like, he's never really said anything, and then Tao was just like, yeah, me neither, and he was a bit like, what? Because I think he thought he knew the details when he didn't, which clearly means he had kept it all inside. So that's why he was like, right, he was like, I need to get it out of him, because he's clearly not told anyone, and that's bad. So he was like, right. And I was just like, whoa, I loved it. Oh, good grief. Yeah, so prom was starting, and of course then it went into him like getting ready in his suit, and I was like, oh, I was like, stop now. But their reaction to seeing each other in their suits for prom, whoa. So cute, so precious, because he was like, can you close your eyes? He's like, why? And he was like, I was just like, stop now. And then he was like, for the record, I think you always look cute. And I was like, yeah. So he comes in, and he's just like, he then has a moment where it's like, whoa, I can't believe you're my boyfriend. Yeah, I mean, you would, wouldn't you? Because like, but then he was like, right, yeah, sure, go for it, and look at me. And he was just like, wow. I loved it. And there was like some symbolism going on, because when he walked in, I think his globe was turned off, but then when he opened his eyes, it was on. And I was like, I can't, like, I loved that, it was so cute. But his reaction, wow, because he was like, you look so good, and he like grabbed him, picked him up, he was like, oh shit, I'll stop it, but he was like, thanks. And I was just like, help me. I love things like that, you know, the whole like, look at me in my fancy dress for prom or whatever, or like those like looks of love when they walk down the stairs or something in their like fancy, like we look different than the normal. But this time it was like gays. I'm so glad they added that, like they did that, because yeah, it was adorable. Oh, good grief, yeah. The prom dream, because obviously they were then cuddling and stuff, and he was saying like, maybe we shouldn't even go anymore. And he was like, what? Because we said we were going, because obviously we announced that we were together, so we kind of have to go now, because, you know, we have to like be there, everyone's expecting us to go and be together now. And he was like, yeah. And I think that's when he did that like dream, which I think they did to satisfy us, because obviously the way that they ended up didn't have much of that, so it showed them sort of doing the things I think we wanted to see, which was them walking in and like dancing and having prom pictures, you know. It was cute, and I was like, stop. But it was just Charlie in his head. But I liked that they still added that, mainly for us. I can think that. The classic dad interrogating the boyfriend and the dramatic entrance. She looked stunning, Tawnell, yeah. Because I said that about Nick and Charlie having it, but then they did it as well, because her dad was there too, and he was like on about, and then she just appeared, and he was like, whoa. I was just like, I mean, they had to, of course they did, and she did. She looked amazing in that. So I was like, whoa, girl, get it. And then they all arrived at prom. They looked amazing. Nick and Charlie, boyfriend goals, because they walked in, they were holding hands. Because Tara was already there, and of course she was like, where are you, babes? Like, I'm already here now in my dress and I look beautiful, but like, where are you? And they looked so good. They walked in and they were like, hey, here we are. And she was like, wow, look at you. Stop it. Oh my god, love the iconic four having a photo. Yeah, that was so good. Because I think Tao and Elle were doing it, and then Isaac was like, no, I don't want to, that's stupid. Like me, stood there just on my own, like sad. So he was like, let's go then, us four. And I was like, yeah, do, because that's adorable. They chucked the book off him, they went, bye, get rid of it. And so Nick was there, and then obviously the three kings again, Christian, Otis and Sai appeared, and they were accepting that accepting Nick was adorable. The thing was though, was that he never ended up actually telling them, but they already knew. So they were just like, way, like, finally, you announced it, because we already kind of knew, to be honest. And he was just like, sorry, guys, sorry for not being able to, yeah, something like, sorry for making you feel weird about telling us or something like that. I liked it, like, they were everything. Oh god, yeah. And then Nick knew that something was up with Tara, and their friendship is precious. Fact. The hug, God, yeah, because he knew, because she was acting a bit weird at the gates, and so when she was going off looking for her, he was a bit like, what's happening? And she was just like, she's not coming, I don't think she's coming. He was like, oh shit. So then comforted her and cuddled her, and it was like, whoa, like, yeah, I love their friendship. It was adorable. Oh my gosh, yeah, but baby queen, the queen herself, was at prom. She was the singer, and I was like, yeah, girl, go for it. Because Sahar was in her band, and then baby queen stepped on stage and sang, and I was like, yeah, girl, go for it. That was everything. Oh god, yeah. Tao and Elle killing it on the stage, or on the dance floor even. And then she tells Tao she's going to go to Lambert. Well, yeah. He was like, well, obviously, I kind of knew that. Because obviously she was like, well, no, I could stay at Higgs. But he was just like, okay. Like, he knew. And so she finally was like, yeah, I'm going to go. Oh gosh, yeah. And then Isaac had his Heartstopper moment, because he left prom and he went and got that book from the library, which was about asexual. And he hooked it, and it had like that Heartstopper. That was adorable. Loved that. Precious. Yeah, it was. Oh, and then Darcy appears. The others were all worried about her. Stop. Yeah, because they were like, whoa, where have you been? And they were like, are you okay? Like, Tao's, are you okay? Like, whoa. That was like, whoa. But then, of course, Tara was gone, because she then goes to find her. So she goes to her house. And I've literally put, her mum is awful. I hate her, bitch. What the fuck? I'm literally terrible, but I actually think this in the moment, so I write it. It's like, literally. But like, can you disagree? No, because she is so So yeah, because she was a bit like, what? Because I don't understand how, like, they said about sleepovers, and obviously she was there, and I'm like, how does her mum let her do that? But clearly she just thinks, oh, she's my friend, like, can I go to my friend's house to have a sleepover? And she's like, yeah, alright. You know, she probably doesn't give a shit about her, but it's just like, she doesn't even know Tara. So I'm just like, how do you, like, let her stay over and you don't even know her? Like, what the hell? But then she was just like, holy shit, she's a bit of a bitch. They all go back to Nick's house. Wow, okay. This is one of the moments where it was just so good, okay? But before that, obviously, they sit together again at prom, and so he was on about, we've all been so funny about being out that we've forgotten why we wanted to do it in the first place, which is just us. And so then he was like, I don't really care about prom anymore, like I kind of want to just have a fun night with you and our friends. And I was just like, that's really cute. So then he was like, should we go back to my house? And so they did, and of course told Tara, like, come on, she's here, we've got her now. And that was adorable when she, like, grabbed her at the door, and then they all piled on, and like, oh, I love them. Like, I actually do. Their entire friendship group, I said this before, but they are everything, and I want to be one of them. I actually do. Can I join, please? But yes, so then they had a moment. Tara and Darcy then had their, like, sit down, and she was like, where did you go? Like, all this jazz. And it was sad, because then she had to, like, tell her. So what have I said? Yeah, Tara and Darcy moment was so good. The acting, yeah, again, the acting, yeah, their acting. I feel like that was one of their best scenes in this, because she then had to, like, admit, like, oh, you know, my parents don't even know I'm gay. Like, they don't even know I've got a girlfriend, you know, things like that. She's like, I have to hide myself at home. And she, you know, she was like, when you said you loved me, I just didn't feel like that. You know, feel like I should be loved. And it was like, shit. I was like, that's so sad. Don't do that. But then she was like, oh my God, babes. Like, that's horrible. But also, stop. And so then she's like, I love you. Like, she said it properly. And then it's like, I love you, love you, love you. And oh my God. Okay. The minute, okay, that 7 by Taylor Swift played, that dun dun dun, I had to hit pause, and I was like, what is about to happen to me? So I kind of heard Taylor Swift was going to be in season 2, but I did not even consider that it would be this song, because honestly, the way that it attacked me, I was like, no way. So I didn't even put 2 and 2 together at the time. I was literally just screaming and crying because it was Taylor Swift. And yeah, it was beautiful. The scene was done so well with that song, and I was just like, help me now, like right now. Because now, after that scene with them playing that during that, I cannot listen to 7 the same, because I just see that and I feel like crying. But the thing is that I didn't piece together was, months before season 2 came out, Alice posted, like, on Twitter, the folklore cover with 7, and she goes, I'm not really a Swiftie, but this is Tara and Darcy's song. And then she plays it as they're saying I love you. Wow. Like, I was dead when I then realised. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, that makes sense now that she's done that. But of course, the whole scene of 7 playing was like, how dare you? Because I loved it, but also it was just like, oh my God. Like, I was just, what have I put? Yeah, it triggers me. The fact it played in the background while they had fun, and at Nick's house, they had their own little prom. Yes, hands down, one of my favourite scenes. Yes, okay, this entire moment, like I say, the entire time, the whole time that 7 is playing and everything that they're doing is just so, I don't even know the word, but it's just so pure is the word, because all they're doing is just having fun with each other, and they're playing games, and they're being cutesy, but they're like, it's their own little prom at his house, and it's intimate, it's cute, and it's just what they need as friends. And of course, how dare they play 7 and attack me, because it was perfect. Like, the way it's like plays is just perfect for that scene, because they're just having so much fun with who they love, and it's just, I just can't. And obviously then, like, Nick and Charlie have a kiss on the sofa, which was so cute, and I lived for it. But then I think I've put something yeah, there, I put that. It was just so pure. And then Kit and Joe slow dancing killed me even more because it was improvised. So that wasn't meant to happen, but they just felt like they needed to do it because, like, please, like, we wanted it. They know us. They know what they need to feed us. So they were like, we need to slow dance in this moment. Like, Nick and Charlie need to slow dance. And so they did it. And honestly, it's one of those scenes that it's just so happy and pure, and I love it, but it makes me emotional because they play Seven as well, and I'm just like, what is happening? Like, it was just so cute, but also because I could tell it was ending, you know, like, it was like getting to the end of the episode, and so I was just like, oh, yeah, but so good. So the next thing was the way that everyone then was leaving, but obviously Charlie stayed, made it look like it was their wedding. Yeah, I feel like I've heard other people say this, but it did. It felt like, oh, bye. Like, it felt like it was our wedding and that they were our close friends, so they stayed behind a little bit later. Because obviously, like, the way they were just hugging at the door, it was just so cute. And, like, Tara and Darcy, she had her, like, blazer on, and she was like, bye. They were like, bye, and left. And it was just, and of course, then he, like, was, like, also at the door, but stayed. So then he grabbed him, and they shut the door, and, yeah, it felt so cute because it felt like a wedding, but like, I think I need a minute before I talk about this next scene, because we know what I'm about to talk about. Okay, it's the scene. Okay, the scene of the whole entire season that attacked every single one of us. If you did not shed a tear during this, then you are robotic and you are actually soulless, because this scene pained me, and I almost felt very, like, I don't even know how I felt after I watched it. For a while, the way I just felt so emotional even thinking about this scene for ages afterwards. So they're on his bed and they're cuddling, and obviously he's like, I gotta go, and he's like, no, and so he's like kissing him, trying, and that bit is cute, but the main thing I'm talking about is the him opening up about things. So of course Nick tells him a story about childhood, so then he's like, tell me something, and so he's like what? Sort of knowing, like, it's like he says it loosely because he knows what he means, and he just sort of curls up on his thing, and it's just like, don't do that. So then obviously Nick sort of slides down and is like, babes, like, please, like, grabs his hand and is like, we said we'd talk about things like that, you know. He's like, oh god, like, I literally can't, like, talking about it now is like, I'm thinking about it, so I'm like, oh my god. But the acting, I kept going on about the acting, but the acting in this scene, and apparently they had to do it a few times to get it right, and I don't know how they did it, because honestly, it was just, it broke me. But like, it shows you, because it needs to be done, it needs to be said. So basically, obviously, it touches his eating disorder again, because he talks about, he actually then tells him everything about the bullying, about the fact that they would call him disgusting to his face, which I was thinking, like, fuck them all, like, ugh, I was just like, how could you, like, rah, 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 like, I was thinking that. But the way Nick just listened, he just sat there, his face doing that again, and he was just like listening, and his eyes were tearing up, and I was like, like, I did not expect this to be how it ended, if I'm honest. Like, the way that they did this scene, it was just so raw. Like, there wasn't even any music, like, it was literally just them talking. And so obviously he like opened up and told him the bullying, but then it led to the fact that he self-harmed. And I'm not gonna lie, but I completely forgot that he even did that until minutes before it came out of his mouth. I then was like, oh my god, he himself, and I was like, shit, I forgot, because of course I knew about it from the book, but like, I forgot that happened, and I was like, no, like, I couldn't cope with it, and I was just like, like, how dare you, like, I mean, no, because I love the scene. It's such a good scene, and I watch it because of the way that, yet again, Nick is just so cutesy with him and, like, cuddles him and loves on him, and he's just like, it's fine, because, like, right, let me read Nick tries so hard to get Charlie to talk to him. This scene, shitting hell. Yes, this is what I put in bold. Honestly, can't cope. The acting was phenomenal. Facts. Everything made me cry. Yeah, not gonna lie, I forgot about the self-harm until the second before he said it. Yeah. Kit's face, holy shit. Yeah. The way you can feel Charlie's pain through the screen. Literally. Like, yeah, again, that's Joe's acting and we love him. The way Nick holds him and cries. Literally. Because he's like, what would he say? He was like, the way his voice was breaking, because he's like, I don't want to feel like that anymore. And I was like, woo! I was like, whoa! Actually stop it. And of course, yeah, he was crying and he was like, just come here, babes. He was like, he just grabbed him and honestly, this scene was just... I was like, whoa. It was kind of uncalled for, but it also wasn't, because we knew it was coming, and it was just so cute as well. So he grabbed him, he cuddled him, and he was crying, and he was like, do you feel like that now? And he's like, no. And I was just like, he was a bit like relieved. You could see him sort of be like, oh, thank God. And then it's just everything that he said to him, like the way he like held him and he was talking to him. What have I said? Yeah, he cares for him so much. He calls him Char again. He does! And I was like, what? Couldn't cope with that. Because he was like, yeah, he was like, Char, please promise me. It's like the way he was saying it. Because he was like, there was certain bits from that killed me. Because he was like whispering. He was like, there are so many things that I've done because you're there holding my hand. And I think the one thing was like, you're my boyfriend, you know? Like, I'm here, like, I'm gonna help you. And he was just like, please promise me. And I was just like, oh! Like, literally, I felt like I held my breath for that moment, because it was just so, like, it was just so intimate. I couldn't cope with it. Oh my God. The kisses, yeah, wow. Because obviously it was a sad scene, and so I wasn't expecting them to kiss, but then they did. Because then he sort of was like, okay, yeah. And so his little, like, he was just like, oh, and so then he like pulled his head and he kissed his head, which I think I've seen someone say made sense, because that's where everything it is for him that hurts, you know, like it's a mental health. So for him, it's all in his head. So he kisses his head, and I was just like, oh. And of course then they do that thing again where he's like touching him, like they touch like forehead and nose first, and then he kisses him, and I'm just like, oh my God. It's one of them where you can tell, because it's like, it's an emotional moment rather than them just being kissy, cutesy, kissy. Like, he just did it as like a, you know, I'm here, like, sort of thing. Yeah. The forehead kiss and the proper kiss. Wow. Oh, yeah. He nearly says I love you, which was where I was going to go before, but I was like, I'll leave it here, because obviously, yeah. But he does. No, I put no, don't do it, lol. Which, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. And then, obviously, she comes, like, his mum comes home, and he's like, they're like, oh, so then they are like, right, I've got to go. So then he's leaving, and they play You're So Pretty, which is I was gonna say Will's song, which I didn't know until after, but honestly that song attacked me, even though I didn't know at the beginning. Like, at first I didn't know, and I was just like, holy shit. Like, it was just, I couldn't cope with it, with the way that they ended it like that, because I just had my heart ripped out from that scene, and I was crying. And then obviously it was cute, it was ended like they were all like kissy again at the door, and he was wearing his hoodie, and he was like, bye, and obviously that song was playing. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, it was like, I kind of hated it, because then they left it like that. And I was just like, But, yeah. It was his band's song. And I found that out. And I was like, what? Like, it was so good. And now that song attacks me. Like, when I hear that, I'm like, stop. Like, that, it makes me like, it like altered my brain chemistry for a while, I think. Because... oh, yeah. Them kissing at the door, stop. They're obsessed with each other, literally. Like, they just done all that, and then I'm leaving now, but we still need to make out before I leave. And the cliffhanger, where I love you text. What people were probably like, no! I was thinking, no, don't do it. Because I need the I love you from the book, okay? People that I was seeing reactions to this, they were like, no, are you kidding me? Because he wrote I love you and it was about to hit send and then it ended. And I was just thinking, please don't send it, because I love the I love you scene from the book. It is so good, okay? So clearly these people have not read the book and not seen that scene, because, but obviously season 3 is now done, and so it'll be coming soon, like not soon but this year. And so I'm thinking, oh my god, because I'm sure they've done it, I'm sure they've done that scene, and I'm not ready, because I think that's one of my favourite moments of them, because I just love it. It's such a Nick and Charlie way as well that they've done it, that yeah, so the fact that there were so many times where they were going to say I love you to each other, but they didn't. People were like, no, like what the hell? But I was thinking, yeah, thanks, you didn't say it, because it's not meant to happen like that. So, you know, I was a bit like, yeah. But still, I hated it that then it just ended like that. Like, why? I was like, oh my god, you are kidding me. Because I just had my heart ripped out. And, like, it was bittersweet because it was ending, but it was also happy, and the prom was so cute, and they played 7 and attacked me. And then you've just done that, you know, and I'm like, why? So, yeah, but no, overall, it was great, but it was, yet again, it left me sort of just sat there like, I was just like, what? Because I was just thinking, like, what? Like, because I was still like, sort of, tears were still there. I was just thinking, is that it? Like, I was just like, the heck? But honestly, so good. And I've literally put at the end, what a season. I hearted. Yeah, honestly, this season was so good. And obviously season 3 is already filmed and that'll be coming out soon, so bloody hell, now I'm gonna have to like do a video about that when I find out it's coming out. But of course I will, because how can I not? But yeah, I love this show with all my heart, as you can probably guess. I've talked about it for literally 2 hours and a bit now, so God knows how long this video is for you. I'm very sorry if it's 2 hours for you, because Jesus. But that's just what I'm like. I just want to talk about everything because I love all of it, okay? How can you not? I mean, if you're here and if you've got this far, then you do, and I love you. So yes, that is it. That is my ramble about season 2 of Heartstopper, and yeah, overall, what an amazing season. So much better than the first season, and yeah, the development is getting stronger and stronger, and I love them. All of them. I mean, not all of them, but yeah. So yes, that's all I have for you today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you are new. Also, don't forget to leave me a comment on anything that you also agree with or think as well. And yes, I will see you in my very next video. Bye!